Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Mel, and today on the table I'm going to be continuing to paint the Descent Legends of the Dark Betrayer's War minis. We have 2 remaining enemies left. These are our last 2 enemies, and then we have the big dragon and we have the characters. So today's stream, the goal is to finish up these guys, so then we only have characters and big dragon. Again, I think I said in previous streams we could technically start without the characters being painted, since we do have characters in the base game and they're the same characters, just different stance or maybe different outfit. Kind of an older version of the same characters. So I definitely want to get these guys done and then start working on that big dragon. I feel like that big dragon is going to take me some time. There's lots of detail in it. It's a big mini. So I want to get these ones done so we can start working on that and get the game to the table. So I will show you guys first an image that I'm using as kind of a guide, or what my inspiration is for these 2 characters. These characters are actually very, very detailed. Actually, let me put it on a stand, it'll be much easier. Very, very detailed minis. So these ones were the ones that scared me the most, actually, when I opened the box. These ones, and then obviously the big dragon. So this is what we're going to do today. Lots of detail on here. They're going to look really cool though when they're done. I'm super excited. So this is kind of the before. But let me show you the image. Oh, I guess I also want to say hello to everyone that's watching. I just kind of got into it, but I'm super excited. Hello to everybody that's watching live. Hello to everybody that's watching later. Let me show you what we are using as our image. So it looks like there is some white underneath. Now, I'm still kind of thinking in my head of what I'm going to do here, but I may actually leave, I don't know, I might use like an off-white color, but I'm tempted to also even just leave that as is and then just paint all the colors on top of that and maybe see what that looks like. But I'm still unsure. See, Mitch, hello, hello, hello. So that was kind of my thought of do I just leave the white underneath and then paint all the bells on top so that those bells really, really pop out? Or do I use the holy white that we're using, the off-white? I didn't get a chance yet to get to the local game store to pick up any other off-whites that we were talking about in previous streams. So I'm still unsure what to do with that. Janet, hello, hello. Whether I leave it just kind of primer underneath and then build on top of that and let those things pop out. I could also use just a matte white, but the matte white is exactly the same as the primer that I'm still unsure. So Jacko, hello, morning. Is the bell on its back? Yes, let's go back this way. Oh, and it also looks like the bell on the back is green in this image, but I really wanted to paint it gold, right? So that it really pops out on the mini. But let's go back. I'll show you the mini again on the holder. But yes, there is a giant bell on its back wrapped in chains. So I was thinking about doing that in a gold, right? Because that'll really make that pop instead of the kind of green that it has on the image. So yeah, these 2 are the ones that kind of scared me the most, but we will see. Okay, So only two of them, which is great. Okay, now I'm gonna look at it under this and see. So almost looks too like the wings are kind of like a, not like a black. They almost have like a pink or a red undertone to them. So, well, let's see. And then like the flesh color is like a darker toned as well. Almost has like purpley undertone in it. So I think we'll do, yeah, I think I'm gonna start, I don't even know. Okay, let's actually start with like the flesh and we'll kind of build out, I think. So it looks like there's some like purple undertones in it. So I'm thinking about making like kind of a mix of color. I'm thinking about using that image looks like it's the front skirt clothing that is white. Yeah, like it looks like, well, like all of like this part, right? Like the, let's call it like a dress, right? The dress part looks white. And then the bells are over top of that. I was just getting nervous leaving it like prime color, but you know what I could even do? I could just do that off-white color, or I could do something where I like mix, like use that off-white color and put like a tint of something in it. Like if I bring this back, sorry, it looks like it looks like it's lighter obviously around the top, and then as it gets to the bottom it looks like it gets darker. So I probably could use that holy white because that's also for the sleeves. The top coat underneath looks like it's dark. Maybe that's just shadow. Again, I don't have to make it exactly like this image. This is just kind of what I'm using as the inspiration for what I'm trying to paint. It also looks like the under of the skirt as well is also like a gray or like a really dark. Again, could just be shadowing. And then, as I said, the wings kind of have like it's like a purpley or a light pink kind of like undertone to them. That's what I'm seeing. I don't know. So I'm thinking if I do like a purple and put like a tiny, tiny bit of like a gray in that. And then I might have to do some dry brushing if I want to try to make it so that it looks like there's some shadow. Because obviously we can see in this image that there's shadow. Oh, so we'll see. But this is, I don't know. This is the one that scared me the most, and this is why. So I think I'm going to start with the wing. So I have this purple alchemy. That's the color that I'm going to mainly use. And then I'm just going to probably put like a drop of this Gravelord Gray in just to darken it because I don't want it to be purple. But we'll kind of maybe have to play around with that and see. Oh yeah, this is the one that is clogged. I meant to fix this after last stream and I forgot. Okay. Paint clogs on stream, sorry. There we go. Okay. So we used this alchemy purple. And I'm just going to put a drop of this gray in. And I'm going to see what color that even looks like. We're gonna add a little bit more of the gray. Okay, that might be okay. Okay, let's see it on this though. I'm just gonna put it like right here. I feel like this is gonna dry darker too than it is, but is that gonna be... In the light, it looks way brighter than it does to my eyes, which obviously makes sense. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this. It's fine. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, but I do like it. I can do a little bit of dry brush if I'm thinking that it's like not exactly what I'm looking for. I can do a little bit of dry brushing of a dark color. I think I even have some dark purples in regular paints that I can use. Oops. And I can dry brush the top. Yeah, these ones I looked at and was like, there was one other one in the main game too that really scared me. I think it was the one that was like invisible or something. Yeah, these ones. Let me show you. I think it's supposed to be a similar model to this, but this guy also scared me when I looked at it. I think it turned out okay, but because it was, you could see like his legs through the fabric, and it was just very intimidating. And I was trying to do some like blending, which I mean I was learning, so I think it turned out nice, but the same thing where I look at the minis and I'm like, uh-oh, I don't know about that. So we'll see. So how's everybody's weekend going? We have 2 streams today. So we're painting these minis, and then we're finishing off our Heat Championship tonight with Kyle. Jacko, did you get to finish that other video? Did you see? I remember you were talking in the last paint stream. You were trying to get spoilers. But yeah, excited for that one. See the finale of that. And I think people are excited because tomorrow we are playing Frosthaven, bringing that back. So that's what my weekend looks like so far. I actually like that purple. You know, even if it's not the exact color, I think it's cool. So, see, Mitch says, my oldest has an archery tournament in a couple hours. Awesome. Jacko says, the general consensus of the Cosmoctopus chat yesterday indicates that you will crush Rob in multiplayer. Thank you. Thank you. I didn't get to watch that yesterday, so I don't even know how to play the game at all yet. That's funny. But you guys always hope I'm going to crush him. Oh, it's multiplayer? Like, oh yeah, it's I see. I thought it was like co-op, but it's not, right? Oh, you did. Looking forward to the finale, I know, right? It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It was fun to play on new maps. That was fun. looking forward to that. That'd be fun. So anybody that watched the expeditions paint streams where we painted the mechs, we really got to try out the silvers in the Army Painter Speed Paint Metallic set, and I wasn't able to really try out the golds, but I feel like with the bells that is in here in on these minis that I should be able to test out a gold and see what that's looking like. And hopefully the coverage is good so we don't have to do multiple layers because I don't want to do that. And I want it to be like bright. Okay, now I'm going to use the same color on the flesh as well. Is anybody playing any fun games this weekend or doing anything exciting? Amanda says, I have to go to the grocery store later. Saturday before Thanksgiving should be an adventure. Oh, yes, it's Thanksgiving this weekend for you guys. Awesome. I mean, going to the grocery store on the weekend is always an adventure, let alone before a holiday. Seema says, I think the purple will contrast well with the green you end up choosing. Oh, yeah, that's true. I think, yeah. I also think it's not going to dry as dark. Anyways, I like it either way. That green gold thing would probably be crazy. Yeah, there was the green gold. We could try that on the bell in the back, right? That's kind of like the color that it's showing in the image. We could try it. Amanda Jacko's sending you thoughts and prayers. Yeah, we all are. Good luck out there. Whenever I go to the grocery store before a holiday here in Canada, I usually try to go like right when it opens or right before it closes. Those are usually the best times. Amanda, are you hosting Thanksgiving or are you just attending and have to like bring some food or desserts? All right, and then we're going to use this same on the face. Oh, not hosting, just making casserole. Nice. That's awesome. Okay. I think some of his feet are showing as well, so we probably should do that now. I guess Amanda's talking about the nightmare of going to the grocery store. I feel like that is a nightmare, but I definitely feel bad for anybody that is like traveling in airports and that over this week. That's a nightmare. He's got one leg back here that you can see as well. One leg back there you can see. Okay. We'll do the same thing on this one. Oh, C. Mitch has a question for anybody that is watching live right now. Says, I've been wanting to get a new game, but not sure what game to get. Okay, that's a tough question. That is a tough question. Has there been any that have caught your eye that you're kind of debating between? And like, what have you been playing recently that you've been loving to kind of get a sense? Yogi says, I haven't played either, so I have no idea, but thinking of dropping money on Earthborn Rangers. Okay. Okay. We haven't played that yet either. And the tracking on Legendary Matrix. Oh, and you have tracking on Legendary Matrix. Nice. Yeah, picking a new game is tough, right? There's so many out there. Yeah, I'm excited to try Earthborn Rangers. It seems like it's gonna be cool. We can get Distant Skies before Christmas so that I can have a main campaign over Christmas. Oh, nice. You're done all your campaign games right now? Took a break from Frosthaven. Oh, as have we. Bringing it back though. Have been dabbling with Lord of the Rings LCG. Oh, and Yogi says, yeah, I just finished Eggmar Weekends. Yogi, did you win? And did you play solo? Or did you play with friends? Eggmar Weekends is a challenge, that's for sure. Okay, see, Mitch, next question for you though is this a game that you're going to be playing solo or with your family or friends? Oh, then you're going to start Two Tower Saga box. Oh, nice, nice. Yogi, do you have time off over Christmas that you can kind of like binge a game, a campaign? I probably got to read the rules for Frosthaven before we play tomorrow. I don't know if I remember all the rules. And I have a feeling I won't play my cards efficiently because I will have forgotten the strategies I used to use. All right, wings are done. Now we're just going to do all of the rest of the flesh. Yogi says, yep, and next year I'll have an extra 2 weeks off as just booked some dumb surgery for late January. And the surgeon said to be off 2 week to blah, 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 that you'd be off for 2 weeks. Oh, okay. So the campaigns will be conquered. Nice. Oh, I hope it's not a painful surgery that you have to have. Also, you have your Christmas, so it'll like, will it stack? Will you have your Christmas and then the time off for your recovery? I usually do that as well. I don't take too much time off during the year. I usually take obviously when we go away to Gen Con, any kind of conventions. But other than that, I don't really take too much. Maybe a day here or there if I need, like for like personal appointments or whatever. But I try not to use much of my vacation. And then around the holidays, we're allowed to carry over so much. We're allowed to carry over 5 days, but whatever I'm not allowed to carry over, I just bank it all to Christmas because my work shuts down for a week. So we just get a week off at Christmas between Christmas and New Year's. And then I usually pad any extra days that I have. So usually around the holidays, I can get like 2 or 3 weeks off, at least two, but most years I get three, and then I can still bank uh, an extra week. But it's nice because we can get some extra videos in. We can get some family stuff done, go do all the Christmas stuff, get some stuff done around the house. See, Mitch says, I'm thinking about getting Miss Woods or Everdale so I can play it solo. And I was in the process of getting ready to check out from the Familiar Tales stream. Okay. Familiar Tales was fun. That was fun. We kind of I feel like we binged a little bit of that. Where we played, I think I had some time off then as well. And I feel like we played 3 or 4 days in a row, if I'm remembering correctly on that one. But that was a fun little game. But that's awesome that you can use our streams, other videos, other, other groups to kind of determine what game you're looking for. You can watch videos on it, you can read reviews on it, you can go to BGG and, read the forums there and kind of make a decision on what you're looking for and will it be for you, which is very cool. And we're glad we can help in that process. Yogi says, I mean, you don't feel any pain until the drugs wear off, and then try not to get addicted to painkillers. No, don't get addicted to painkillers. You'll be good. We'll help you. Yogi, do you have someone that will help you during your recovery? Cook for you and clean up around your house and stuff? And keep you company, play games with you and stuff? This one piece right here is really annoying because it's in my way of where I'm trying to paint. Okay. So that is our guy number 2. I want to actually bring number 1 back on stream because it's not fully dry, but I actually like that look. I like how it really darkens in all of the crevices. I like it. I mean, might not be what we were going for exactly, but I like the outcome so far. Okay. Next. So as I was painting that, I was kind of thinking about what we're doing with the white. And I'm thinking I will use the holy white to kind of cover all of this, just because it will give a little bit of depth and shadow and it won't be as plain. So let me see. Let me see. I don't think I need to put anything, any color in it, but we're just going to use this holy white. Not sure who's concentrating more, you or the chat. Probably me. Chat's probably doing other things, you know. Um, yeah, but I appreciate those of you who watch and have other things going on. Maybe you're doing housework, painting, playing games, learning games, whatever it is you're doing. And just have this on in the background. I appreciate that. Alrighty. Use a smaller brush because I'm going to have to get in between some of these bells. Sumit says, researching before I buy helps me from wasting money on games you don't enjoy. That's exactly it. Yogi says, wait for Rob to rant about a game. Yep. What does that mean, though? Then you don't buy it or you do buy it if he rants about it? I don't feel like I've ever really ranted about a game. There's nothing that really made me, I guess, that passionate, I guess. I don't know. No, Rob does not push games. No, we don't do that. We definitely don't do that. That's why when you're asking, I said to the chat, I'm not going to answer like, oh, you should get X game. Because what if you don't like it? What if it's not for you and your game group? What if it's what if it's not what you're looking for because you already have a similar game in your collection that you like better? What if it is not in the budget or the price range of what you were hoping to spend on a game? You know, like there's so many factors. What if it's not soloable and that's what you were going for? So luckily the Cosmoctopus didn't need any paint. I know it came purple. That was cool. I mean, we do love when games come and they're like ready to go. Means we can definitely get them to the channel faster. I'm sure Rob mentioned too that I got that game signed by the designer at Gen Con. I met him and chatted with him. Yogi says, exactly. Instead of wasting money on Earthborn Rangers, I could buy some more KDM stuff over the Black Friday sale. You could. You already know you like it, so I mean, it's a win, right? So I guess I have been trying to understand KDM since forever. Is it like I'm assuming so it's a campaign, I'm assuming, and you buy kind of like whatever you want, or do you need to play it in a specific order? Or like I've seen what I think I've seen is they have like enemies that you can buy. Like, do you just buy them and throw them in, or do you need like does that come with like additional like game content that like brings them in, or like I don't understand KDM and like exactly like what kind of game it is and like how it works. And like I'm assuming you get characters like I'm assuming there's like a base box that you get and that comes with like obviously your components that you need and like your rules and all that. And then from there you just like go hog wild, like whatever you want. Or is there like a system or a structure that you need to follow? Like you need to buy things in order, you need to play through things in order. I just don't understand. I don't understand KDM. I've seen like one or two people play it before and like haven't watched like obviously a whole thing, but just kind of to get an idea of what it looks like. Okay, I think this is actually good. I think this is adding a little bit. And then once we do the bells, that'll definitely pop. Bells are going to be tough though, because they're like some of them are like all individual. So there's lots of them. Would have been cool had I only done one and then I would have had one done and I could have showed like the other one not done. But I definitely held it up so I could probably do some sort of before and after just with the image I held up at the beginning. Checo says, y'all have cost me a lot, but saved me way more. See, that's the goal. Oh, see, Mitch says same. Okay, Yogi says there's a core box with campaign, and then you can throw in other enemies that can be hunted, or you can throw in other campaigns. Okay, and each monster that you hunt kind of explodes into some specific resource to that monster that can be used to craft weapons, armor from the monster shop. Okay, so I'm assuming then you can play in any order. If you say you can throw it in, then that means like you can do it in. Okay. Really only want to play the core and maybe add in one or two other huntable monsters for a while. There's almost zero need for anything beyond the base game for at least 2 successful playthroughs. Oh, so just ignore any expansions except maybe 1 or 2 you really want in, certain gear. Okay, so I assume then that you know ahead of time. I guess obviously people play it and tell you, but like you would know what resources you would gain or what you'd be able to craft from those huntable monsters. And then you can say like, oh, I'm just going to make this up. Like, I really want to be able to make this sword or this bow. So I'll put in this one. Then I see. Okay. Oh, okay. I always thought because of how much I see for that game, I would just thought like you needed it all and like, but if you just need the base and then like one or two expansions, that's not terrible. That's not terrible. And you say for your first like one or two playthroughs, like you play through it again and it's different or it's the same? Or I guess if you threw in other huntable monsters, it changes things? I don't know. These are all the questions I have for this game. I don't understand it. Seema says, if my games had too many bones, I'd be picking that up, but I don't think they carry any CTGs. Oh, yeah, some stores don't, eh? That's too bad. Oh, and I haven't finished Agmar Awakens, but I have Dream Chasers and 2 Saga expansions waiting on me. Nice, nice. Okay, so Yogi says, yeah, I really want this bow, so let's go hunt the guy that might give me that resource I need. Okay. Okay. And Seema says, now I need to research KDM, LOL. Jacko says it's a trap. And so does Yogi says that too. I feel like a dealer. Yeah, I don't understand. Like I didn't know much about it. So I like it's fascinating because it's such a huge game. Like people love it and people talk about it, but I'm like, I don't really know what even type of game it is. But I guess so it's it's a campaign, but not. KDM sounds like a terrible Japanese anime title, LOL. Hi, Robert. How are you doing? Oh, Seema says I'm easy prey. Yeah, I know. I can be talked into games easily too, I think sometimes. Like, oh, it's a campaign. Oh, check. Oh, it has boxes of things that I get to open. Check. It's legacy. Check. Like those there's some things where I'm like, okay, I would like it, even though I don't know much about it. Okay, so adding that gray or like the off-white, whatever, I think I like it. It just kind of adds a little more depth. I think it'll pop like all the bells across the front. It just adds a little bit of texture and shadow to the creases, which will be nice. So let's do the same on the other one. It's a survival game where you manage population and gain tech and craft gear. Okay, but it's grindy, right? That's the other problem I think I've heard about that game. What did you learn today on Maelstrom? We learned all about KDM. Okay, last question, Yogi. So would you call it it's not a campaign. It's just like, or I guess it is, right? Or it's like just a playthrough and you play through, I don't know what I'm even trying to say. Like you just play through a story, but I guess it's evolving as you're saying because you're crafting items and you're like evolving your character. It's a campaign. Okay. Okay. So my brain can wrap my head around that. Okay. Do you ever buy oh, you play through 30 sessions where each session is a lantern year. Okay. Okay. And then Yogi, do you ever buy KDM stuff because of the mini that you get or the art. So you said about like craftable items. So you might be like, I want this because I want to get X item. But do you ever go, oh, this mini looks really, really cool. I want to get it just for that? Or is it always just because of what gear you can get from that enemy? So 30 lantern years, and the calendar has a few fixed things that happen, like kind of like Frosthaven. Oh, okay, okay. So you're just like marking your time like Frosthaven. Okay, okay. Cool. Yes, people probably do that. I only have 4 little expansions, which is more than enough for me. Oh, okay, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm sure there's some that like just are popular based on the mini or the sculpt, right? That's cool. Especially because I know a lot of people paint that game, so that's cool. Isn't it really expensive? I heard that too. Like I heard that the base game is like very expensive. But yet whenever we go to conventions, we see tons of people lining up for it. 420 for the core game. So I'm assuming that's probably like 420 US dollars or Aussie dollars or something, but even so, that's crazy. But is it though? Because I think I paid 300. Um, is it nowadays though? Like, I don't know. What did we pay for like Frosthaven? I mean, we got in the Kickstarter, so what would I think we paid like 200. But now that game is like 250 US dollars or 275 US dollars. I don't know. Um, but you have to think of like Kickstarters nowadays. I'm like blown away when I see how much some of them are. Or like for the all-in packages, I know for this you're only getting a base game or a core game. But if Yogi's saying like with the core game, you can play through 30 scenarios and then you can add on. I assume the expansions obviously aren't as much. And it's a lifestyle game, right? Like people love this game. And if you paint it all up, Amanda says, yeah, it sounds really cool, but it's a little rich for me. A game I don't know if I like. Exactly, that's it. Um, that kind of money better be the best game ever made. I mean, for some people, I think it is. Like if you asked people, some people, I think it is the best game ever made. They love it. People love it. But again, like think about some Kickstarters that people are paying, big money for. And even think of yourself in like, have you ever paid close to that for a game? I mean, probably. We probably have. Do they do Kickstarter? Or is it retail only? Or like from their website or whatever? I don't remember ever seeing any, at least not recently, any KDM like crowdfunding campaigns. Oh, the problem is you have to build the minis, so Rob would never do it. Yeah. It was a Kickstarter. Okay. But yeah, they have their own store. Oh, okay. So it started out as a Kickstarter. Cool. Yeah, we do see like the massive presence that they have at cons. And I bet it did well, right? Boxes of big minis do well on Kickstarter or crowdfunding. Yeah, definitely Rob would not want to put big minis together. I mean, I feel like maybe he would, but he would not be wanting to do it. And he said it before in like past streams that sometimes like there's so many games out there and like so even as Seema just saying like what game do like I'm looking for a game, what game do I buy next? There's so many options out there, right? Sometimes it's like one little thing, maybe as simple as putting minis together yourself and you're like, I'll just go get something else where I don't have to do that because I don't want to do that. And there's so many games out there I don't have to. So it could just be a turn off just because of that, right? Because people are looking for anything or any reason. Why to buy a game or why not to buy a game. I have one more question. I'm just thinking, does the game have kind of like an introductory or tutorial or something? Like, is there a way that you can show people how the game, not necessarily how the game works, but like you could show the game, show it off to people in like a one session play or no? I assume there's just like so much in the game that it wouldn't be possible to even do that. All right. Oh, I'm looking actually, sorry. His shoulders also have the same, like around the shoulders. So we'll do that as well. Oh, you can, okay, yes, you just sort of start with the first showdown monster fight, but to be honest, the rest of the game is so much more. Oh, okay, okay. Yogi, how many times have you played through? Do you remember? Oh, Jacko says, for a fistful of money, I want a fistful of dice, LOL. Okay, okay. Jacko, what is your favorite dice game? Like game with dice? Oh, I love rolling dice as well. Oh, 3 times. Successfully getting to the end. Awesome. Oh, I guess you can unsuccessfully uh, play through the campaign. Oh, you get wiped and have to restart. That's what I assumed you meant. Okay. Okay. That's frustrating. That would frustrate Rob.
Oh, that would frustrate Rob. That would be funny. I get scared of that when we play Arkham LCG of the like, oh, you're dead. That's funny. Oh, that's a grindy bit. Yeah, I've heard that. Like you have to kind of like grind, which that kind of thing doesn't really work for stream, right? Like playing through the same scenario over and over again, trying to like just gather resources or get a little bit farther every time or whatever, however it works. People like to see new stuff. Not necessarily like new hotness, but like not the same scenario over and over and over, grinding through. I didn't even do this guy's face. Oh my God. Oh my God. Michael, hello, says, sorry if it's been mentioned, but I've just come across the stream. No problem. We can answer a question more than once. What did you use what did you use as a base? And are all the paints Army Paint or Speed paints? Have you tried the 2.0 paints? And what are the pros and cons? So first question, what is it primed with? These minis were primed with just a matte white primer used in an airbrush. Rob does all of like the pre and the post, so he primes them all up for me, and then I paint them. Yes, so far most of these minis have been painted with the Army Painter Speed paints. Some with 2.0, some with regular, because I don't have a ton of 2.0. I have a couple. I just kind of, as I go to my friendly local game store, I pick up a couple and just kind of like adding to my collection. What are the pros and cons? Do you mean, oh, have you tried the 2.0 and what are the pros and cons? So I have tried a couple, not a ton. The pros are the variety of colors. So now there's more color options, which is a huge pro. Like I love having more colors to choose from in this line. So that's definitely a pro. Pro number two is that they reactivate less. So when you go over them with a second coat or, when you're swiping, they reactivate less, which is great because that'll improve the consistency of like the way that the mini looks. I'm just going to do the sleeves of this guy now. What other pros? I think they have two. I think I remember them saying like they have two of the little shaker balls in them versus I believe the 1.0s only have one. What else? That's all I can think of for pros right now. I might think of more as I'm painting. Okay, and then cons. To be honest, I don't really have any cons that I can think of. I don't think I can think of any. I love the speed paints, 2.0, regular, whatever, for what they are, for what I do. I paint to get the minis table ready is what I always say, so that when we're streaming, so we're going to play through this game, when we're streaming and the camera is like up here and you guys are seeing the minis on the board, they look cool, you can see them, the colors pop, you know which character is what. I'm not using these for competition painting or judging of any kind. That would probably be my con. Like, I think if you look at painters that like professional painters that will paint like this mini professionally and it'll look like a phenomenal, fantastic, like all the words. They won't be using speed paints. They'll be using like regular paints. Maybe they'll use a speed paint here and there, but I doubt it. That would be, and it's not even a con because to me, I don't paint for that reason. I'm painting to play with the minis on the table, and for you guys to have hopefully a better viewing experience, being able to tell what mini is what as we're playing from the above shot. So, not a con for me because I'm not painting for like competition or judging. I also don't really display any of the minis. Um, so, oh, I guess, okay, one con, not really a con. Most of the colors, when you put them in your wells, they all look the same. So I have to be kind of creative in how I remember what color's what. So like a brown will look like a gray, will look like a red, will look even like a yellow sometimes when they're all in the wells. That's kind of a con, but it's not even really that bad. So I try to when I wasn't painting on stream, is like I would literally like put the bottles kind of like in a line or beside so that I would know what paint was what. Because if I wanted to go back to it later, I wouldn't know what color it was. I also have to use my hands, so I would like put it in the thing, go like this so I can see what color it is because I wouldn't know. Because I've definitely put my brush in the wrong color before and then put it on the mini by accident and I went, oh, sugar, got to fix that. So again, not even really a con because there's workarounds for it. So for me, I think there's more pros to the speed paints for what I use them for, which is why I love them. Yeah, but great question. Thank you. Oh, Seema says I'm seeing KDM for 850 on Amazon. I'm not interested anymore, LOL. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Oh, most satisfying is a handful of dice from Final Girl, but that's usually right before I die. I've never played Final Girl, but I am very interested in it. I love like that whole idea, like the hostage negotiator Final Girl idea, but it's like solo, so Rob plays it by himself. Um, but I definitely feel like one day I want to try. I want to try that. I think I would really, really enjoy it because in my head, I feel like it would be the same kind of feeling as like when I'm playing Arkham LCG, like that kind of feeling of like I know I'm probably gonna die and like I'm in dire situation. Um, and I love those kind of games, so I feel like I would love it. And even if I died, I would be like, oh, that's fun. Like it doesn't frustrate me. So yeah, I definitely think I should try it. Oh, Simi says, I don't own any CGGs, but I'm thinking about investing in Too Many Bones. Okay, okay. Like I said, I'm not gonna tell you yes or no. I definitely loved Too Many Bones after I saw it, after I played it. We got a demo of that from somebody at Gen Con. And it was so much fun. When we were done, even even Rob could tell by the way that I interacted with the person that was giving the demo to us, the way I was like lighting up, the way I was like asking questions and like not necessarily correcting them, but they would say to do something and I'd be like, oh, can't we do this and this and this instead? And wouldn't that be better? Like things like that. You could tell that like my brain was already like in love with the game. Um, Yes, I definitely love. Again, as I said before, and when Jack mentioned, like I love rolling dice, and I love the concept of being able to choose like my path of like we're fighting this enemy, so I want to build my character to be like this, or I'm the support character, so I want to get these dice so that I can support the other players by healing them or having extra defense or giving buff HP or whatever the case. But yeah, I definitely really, really enjoy that game. Not saying that you will. I don't know, but definitely check out. We have tons and tons and tons and tons of playthroughs on that. But again, that's an expensive game as well. It's tough too because not everywhere sells that. I do think they usually do, don't they? Like if it is one that you're thinking about, I think they usually do some Black Friday or like around the holiday deals. So if it is something that you are interested in, check out like around those times, like when they do maybe like a flat rate shipping or something, just so that if it is a game that you are going to get, save some money on it. Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, Amanda says Too Many Bones is great too. That was my first chip theory game. Now I think I need all their stuff. Oh. Oh, Hellenbach asked the question. Okay, I heard this somewhere else before and says, what do you think there are more of in the world, doors or wheels? I don't have any facts. I do not have any facts. Um, that's funny. That's one of those like, what do you see, the blue or the gold dress or whatever? Oh, I think my first instinct is wheels. But then again, when you think about it like logically, I probably think doors is the right answer, right? Most cars have four wheels. Most also have four doors. But then when you're thinking of like all the other places at their doors, all the other places at their wheels, I don't know. I don't know how to do a poll. I'll have to learn that for next one. But please feel free to answer what you think. More doors or wheels? I'm going to say doors. Doors is my answer. Right, a wheelbarrow doesn't have any doors, neither does a motorcycle. But if you look at an apartment building, how many doors are in an apartment building? Or in an office building, right? So I don't know. That's my guess. Bike wheels counts. Yes, I think anything with a wheel counts. So Yogi's saying wheels, I'm saying doors. Michael says, thanks for the detailed reply. Just started painting myself and went for speed paints for the same reason. I went with 2.0 because I'm easily influenced by marketing. Thanks. Oh, no, no. P.S. Love the pop-it for the paint palettes. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I definitely love this. This was somebody had mentioned on stream, and then I took that and ran with it, and I love it. I'm going to use this polished silver. I'm going to put this on all of the chains, and then we're going to put either a wash over it or a speed paint gray. Just while we're still talking about this. Yogi's saying all the things that have wheels. I agree with you, Yogi, but you're not saying all the things that have doors. Like you're saying things like a hamster wheel, a mouse wheel, sure. But if you look at your house and how many doors does your house have? Oh. It's a tough question. I don't know. I'm sure someone out there has figured out what the correct answer is. Oh, see, Mitch says this is for the Too Many Bones. It was 150 US dollars in stock now, but I am intimidated by all the add-ons. That feeling of needing it all, lol. Yes, I think we have it all. So I'm not one to not one to say I have no idea. But you don't need it all, that's for sure. Oh, Yogi says, I feel like we need some lawyers arguing about the definition of a door and a wheel. Okay, so we need more conclusive information before a final decision can be made. Okay, that's fair. We'll see if Locator comes in to say hello today, and we'll ask. Wonder if I can, let me see something here. Oh, I can. I just need to reach. Give me 1 sec, I'm figuring this out. Okay, here we go. This is my first ever pull. Hopefully I didn't break anything. Okay, there we go. There's a poll in the chat. I figured it out. I just guessed. So feel free to put your answer in. And I'm saying anything with a wheel of any kind. So Seema just saying Hot Wheels, Matchbox cars have, those are lots of wheels. Yep. So we'll see. Again, I don't think there's a right answer to this question. But I'm saying doors. And I think I can put my answer in too. Oh, Michael, sorry. So going back to Michael's thing. Michael, if you're still here, what from the marketing of the 2.0 was what influenced you if you are still here and feel like you want to share? You don't have to if you don't want to. Because for me, the marketing of the regular speed paints when they came in, they definitely influenced me. All of the marketing about how it's like one coat, you don't need to wash and dry brush necessarily. You have all of the shadowing, in the one base coat like that. I was like, oh, this could save me so much time. That's great. Like all of that marketing, I was like, I'm in. I'm going to try these for sure. Because for me, I was thinking, how can I get minis painted faster? Especially, I don't know, when I first started painting, we definitely had more of a backlog. So I was like kind of intimidated and nervous and was like, how can I paint faster and get these games played faster, the ones that I really wanted to play, but we were waiting on me to paint them. And some of these boxes have like 40 plus minis in them. And then when the speed paints came out, I was like, oh, bingo, this is exactly what I was looking for. So that definitely, all that marketing definitely got me. And then once I tried them, I was just like, no, I'm not going back ever. I have other paints that I use, I mean, rarely. Yogi is getting technical here and says, does a door in an advent calendar count as a door? That's a good question. Because I don't want to necessarily say like a door has to be made of wood, because not all doors are made of wood or metal or plastic. Yeah, I'm going to say yeah. We'll leave it up for a little while if anybody comes in later. They can also put their responses in. Oh, the door leads to chocolate, but nowhere else. Well, I don't know. Jago Hodor does not count as a door. So doors to nowhere count. Yes, they do. I mean, I'm making it up as I go. I mean, I guess we could ask if Hallenbeck is still here. Um, do advent calendar doors count? Yeah, oh, he is still here. Okay. So I guess it's a matter of perspective and definition to include and exclude certain doors and wheels. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so Yogi says, what about wheels that you don't turn? Again, I think that was just answered. It's all about perspective. Yeah. Cabinet doors. Yeah, see, cabinet doors is a door. It's in the name. Oh, and Jacko says, and all of that marketing trickled down from Mal to us. Yeah, like for me, I just wanted to use them on stream and show you guys. Like I was so excited by them. And I know that a bunch of people also picked them up and tried them. And I have not heard anybody, not one person, that has tried the speed paints for the intent, the same intent that I'm using them for and that Michael's also using them for, where you say like we're using them for table ready miniatures from a distance. We're not, putting them up under a microscope. And again, yes, I'm holding it up and you're going to see some imperfections and stuff like that's not going to be perfect. Most people aren't doing that. Nobody has ever said to me, I got these and I hate them. No one's even said I got them and I don't like them. No one said anything. People have only ever said good things like, oh, I tried the speed paints and they were awesome. So I don't know. I think they're a winner. And even now when I go to the local game stores and I look, I immediately go to where all the speed paints are. I'm like, oh, what colors do I want to add to my collection? Hallenbeck says there are more wheels than doors in the world if you can include all possible forms of physical wheels, such as the wheels on toy cars, vacuums, and office chairs. There are more doors than wheels if you include all doors that you can walk through and only wheels used for human transport. Huh, that's interesting. So again, it definitely comes down to like clarification and details on how people are interpreting that question. That's so cool. Okay, Michael does say, I really wanted speed paints because of what you mentioned. Get them to the table ready quickly, and for the beginner, they seem like magic, though some skills is still required, I find. I agree. I initially went with 1.0, then after hearing about the reactivation, I started to think I made a mistake and went for 2.0. It really, sorry, oh, there's like the heart there, so I can't see what that one word is. 2.0. Oh, but in reality, I wonder how much an issue it is. I think it's only an issue if you are going back over them. I don't necessarily find an issue, and I know that that's a thing, so I try not to do that, and I try to work with them in um, in how they were kind of made. Like, so when I'm doing certain areas, I will really try to make sure like I have good coverage first coat, so I'm not having to go over it. If I do ever have to go over something where I missed, I will kind of like dab instead of like using the brush and doing like a brush stroke, and I find that that doesn't cause an issue because I'm kind of like just dabbing the paint on. So I try to work with them in that way because I know it's an issue. But yeah, I think they're great for beginners, 100%. when I started painting, there was a couple struggles I had, but one of them was like trying to figure out like what color washes to use for what color. I definitely ruined a couple minis because I used maybe a wash that I shouldn't have, or like it was too dark, or I used too much. And now with the speed paints, a lot of times I don't even wash. Okay, Hallenbeck has a fun fact. Researchers do estimate that there are about 42 billion visible doors in the world based on some math and AI tools, hence the visible aspect. Okay, interesting. Interesting that they paid researchers to research how many doors. I mean, there was some AI in that as well, but still needed probably humans. That's funny. I appreciate that topic. Right now, we do have a poll going for anybody that hasn't put in, but I don't want to tell you what's winning, but it's close. It is close. Yogi says, "Who paid the researchers? I want a refund." I know, right? Like, why is that something that we are paying researchers for? Because, fun fact, I work in research. So, we definitely don't get paid to do studies on what there's more of in the world, doors or walls. I mean, wheels. But I also work in research in blood, so working with blood. So I wouldn't be involved in anything like that. Uh, they must have gotten a grant from someone. They must have. Car manufacturers, door manufacturers, maybe. That's funny. That's funny. I guess as humans, we have enough time and less interesting things to attend slash research. I mean, technically no, but yes, I guess. I mean, there's a lot of dumb research out there. It's like, how did that get funded? But hey. The other thing too is sometimes projects like that may get funded as like a student project. So like not really funded in any kind of actual capacity. Like maybe they got like very, very, very minimal money. Like maybe like a couple $1,000. Because that's sometimes where some of these questions come from. Yeah, because to be honest, they probably picked some ridiculous question to justify using the AI to solve it. True. They could have. They could have, you're right. Seaman says, I enjoy researching games to waste money on. Yeah, a lot of people probably in our community do that. Rob is talking. Can you hear him? Or is it just, I just want to make sure, because if you can hear him in the other room, then I don't think you can always, but you might be able to hear him every now and again. We need the drone to be able to spot the difference between a door and a tank track. Because if we don't have anything more pressing to focus on more than doors, I know, right? Only a mumble. Okay. Yeah, you might hear him mumble every now and again. He's in the other room. Oh, Robert says, the last big game I bought, Rob said, I can't ever mention it again, lol. I am assuming it is something to do with Lord of the Rings. Oh, you can't mention it to him anymore. Not you can't mention it. Tell Rob to talk louder, maybe? No, no, no. He's talking to my brother. Just sometimes he's, yeah. Oh, it's probably something like more painting, less encouraging yogi. No, no, no. I know, I know. I'm so slow. I'm so slow. These chains are, I mean, they're very cool though. But yeah, you're right. Are you trying to say to Yogi that I'm painting too slow? I can try to speed it up. Sorry. I'm just having fun chatting with you guys. This is fun. I think in my head too, I knew that I only had two enemies to paint today, even though they're like more detailed. So I was, you know what I need? I need to put the chat. So like I have the chat up here, which is why I'm always looking to this side. I need to put it on something that's like right here. So when I'm looking down, I can still see it. Oh, you're just guessing what he was saying. No, no, no. He's not. He's talking to my brother. We weren't sure though if, so as we were saying in like previous streams, this is a kind of like our new setup. We weren't sure how loud it would be or echoey it would be or anything, because we're still in the process of like putting carpets and making sure that it's kind of like more sound stable. And this is a room that is just off of our game where we actually like play board games, which is just in the other room right beside. So another thing that we would want to test is like if I was, because we talked about it before, like if Rob was streaming at the same time that I was streaming, would those conflict in sound? Rob talks a lot louder than I do. So if he was streaming in the other room, you probably wouldn't hear me, but him talking in the other room, you might hear him. Crazy the details on these guys, like insane. Yeah, we still don't know if we'd ever be able to do that and have two streams happening at the same time, but it'd be a fun little test. Or you guys always joke in other streams about having like 24-hour streams or, you know, other huge long streams. Well, now that we have this where we could do paint streams as part of something like that, like if we ever did some sort of big whole stream, like where he could be streaming separate from me, or I can stream for a bit, then he can stream for a bit. We were talking about it before, but Yogi, do you think, or anybody, do we think that we should try that greenish gold on this bell in the back? I'm definitely down to try and see what that'll look like. I was kind of like, when am I ever going to use this color? It's funny that it might be today. Here's another question for anybody that's watching now or watching later that I'd be curious for. So, yes, okay, we will try it. Yeah, okay, Yogi says try to. Okay, so we'll definitely try it. I think that'll be cool just to try. I mean, if we don't like it, we could fix it up. But okay, so here's another question that I was kind of thinking about. I know that sometimes when I am painting, if there's nothing. Oh, and Janice says the same thing too. Okay, perfect. We're gonna try. Awesome. Um, when I'm not talking, or like when it's like quiet, I wasn't sure if you guys would prefer to have some sort of like music playing, like not like blasting, like some like light music or something, or is the silence okay? Like I try not to have too much silence, and I really like appreciate you guys, coming up with topics and like asking questions and stuff. Like you guys kind of help keep that conversation going, but like when I'm streaming for a few hours, I just don't know if you guys would prefer to have a little bit of background noise, or is this okay? Like we could probably have some, if we did do some sort of music, we could probably have it like kind of fade when I'm actually talking, and like, so it's not going to be overpowering when I'm talking, but just something I thought about or was thinking about. Like I don't know, for those of you, I know anybody that's watching not live, they could technically have music going on their own, or maybe you do at your home too. I don't know. But I just was curious what your thoughts are on that. Like, do you think that would improve the stream? Do you think that would take away? Do you find I talk enough that it doesn't really matter? I know sometimes, especially when we get to the end of like when we were doing like a 6 hour stream, like I don't really know what I can talk about for 6 hours, but usually these ones I can try to fill conversations as best I can. You guys definitely help with that by asking random questions, or, bringing up something that we can chat about. But yeah, I'd just be curious of your thoughts on that. And now I will sit in silence so you can see what I mean. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Oh, look what I did. Put a little speckle there. That's fine. I guess I touched the brush. I'm super excited for what this guy's gonna look like when he's done. Like, yeah, as I'm painting it, like I'm definitely like still intimidated, but as I'm painting it and I'm seeing it kind of come together, I'm getting super excited. Okay, I think we got all the chains. But like that bell is gonna look sick, I think. And I'm gonna put something, I think, a quick wash over because the chains you can see, and when we put like a wash, it'll like darken in all the little holes. But yeah, I think that looks so cool. I like that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do the same on the other side. I'm so sorry. I'll try to do the other one faster than I did this one. But um, oh, this is the chillest part of any given day. I welcome peace. LOL. Okay, that's great. Um, Janet says some soft, gentle music in the background would be good. It also will be nice for you. Yeah, that's true. And I also thought of that. Like, I don't want anything that would be like distracting for sure. I can bring our own music if needed, but I think the chat is very entertaining. That's Seamish. And Robert says don't change anything. Okay, okay. So you guys, I just wasn't sure if, because one of the things, so obviously, um, painting makes me nervous and like streaming by myself, I feel like hopefully I'm getting better at it, but um, um, streaming in general, I'm like, oh, you know, because like I don't have Rob here and you know, I'm doing it by myself. So like I'm a little intimidated by that. Then sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm intimidated a little bit by painting on stream and putting myself out there. Okay, fine, whatever. I can, that's fine. And then whenever there's silence, I I'm in my head about it like, oh, is this boring? Like, okay, what am I gonna talk about? What am I gonna talk about? Like, oh no, and I'm like panicked. But if you guys are saying that for the most part, it's okay, then we'll keep things going. Maybe one time we'll try it and then, you know, you guys will have a reference. But if we're thinking it's good, then that's great. But that was one of the things I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to chat with? Or what am I going to talk about for, you know, a couple hours other than like, okay, I'm going to paint this now, which I do tell you what I'm doing. But when I'm not saying that, I'm like, oh, what am I going to say? But it's awesome when we can talk about different games or different research questions or whatever. That definitely helps. So if you guys ever have any questions, please feel free. This is definitely a chill stream. We can talk about whatever we want. It's not like sometimes when we're playing games, people ask a question and I'll even read it and be like, oh, that's super interesting. Like love to like explain that or talk about that for a second. But it's challenge, right? Because when we're playing a game, someone might come to the channel for that game and then they're like, oh, all they did was talk about X, Y, or Z, right? Like I'm just trying to watch the game. And I know people can scrub through and like, you know, not everybody realizes it's live, but sometimes we feel like, oh, we can't answer every question that everybody had or talk about everything that everybody wanted to talk about. And even in our, like when we have Q&As, which we were talking, we definitely need to have more of those. And I know we say it, but it just gets hard to fit them in when we're trying to learn games, play games, you know, keep content going on the channel. But we definitely need to have more of those. And even in those, we find like we can't answer everything that everybody asks, and everybody has great questions or, you know, wants Rob's opinion on something, sometimes my opinion on something, more rare, um, but yeah, it's cool that in these kind of streams we can just talk about whatever. And it's nice too because I try as best I can to like remember things about people so that I can put that to the person. So if I'm talking to you in the stream, if I'm talking to you in Discord, if I ever see you face to face, like I have those points of reference where I can say, oh, like so and so is likes this, or so and so only plays solo, or you know. And then when you guys ask questions, I can try to remember those kind of things. It's a challenge because there's lots of people in the chat, but these kind of streams is more where we can like more bond and like learn about people, and it's very cool. Very cool. I also have to learn how to long wind my answers. Like Rob, he's really good at that. Like, I mean, maybe it's a detriment, I'm not really sure, but he can answer a question that probably could be answered in 10 words and he can answer it in 500. I need to learn how to do that too. Because sometimes on stream, he'll ask me a question or he'll say something and I'll be like, oh, da 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 da, and done. So, try to get better at that too. Dragon, hello, hello, hello. Rob's not lurking. Rob's busy in the other room. You might be able to hear him from time to time, but he's just in the other room doing stuff. Oh, you'll be in and out as you're cooking a turkey. Awesome. Are you hosting Thanksgiving? That's awesome. I gotta say, I love turkey. Turkey dinner is like my favorite. Turkey dinner is so good. I apologize to anybody that doesn't eat meat. I do. And turkey's very good. And stuffing and all of that. Oh my gosh. So good, so good. XYZ. Can we talk about Z? I don't know Z. Oh, let's talk about Z and Z in Canada. Oh, so, is that what I said? XYZ? Yeah, because that's what we say here. Is that wrong? That's funny. In real lives. That's what we say here. I love that. Z's, so Z is what you say in other parts. We say Z. I don't know where that even came from, or that's just how we learned it in school. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, Janet also says, you are my background sound while I'm painting. Oh, Janet, that's so nice. What are you painting today? Not hosting. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So I'm trying to do two things at once. Not hosting had my monthly delivery of meat, and they included a free turkey. I don't have room for the turkey in the freezer, so I have to cook it up. That's awesome. Okay, yeah. Turkey, one sec. Turkey's so good, and like all the leftovers that come from it. Turkey soup, turkey sandwiches. I put turkey on everything, salad. It's all so good. I love turkey. We have So we had turkey for our Thanksgiving, which was in October, and then I usually cook a turkey at Christmas. So those are the two times a year that we usually get turkey. And then I think I really, really like it, and I try to eat it only at those two times of the year because then I won't get sick of it. I will eat like sliced turkey throughout the year, but like actually like a turkey. Oh, Amanda, all right, off to the grocery store. See you guys tomorrow if I survive it. Okay, Amanda, we will be waiting for you to pop in the chat tomorrow to say you've made it through your grocery run. Good luck out there. Keep an open mind, you know, go with no time limit. That's what I try to do if I'm going when it's busy, just kind of, okay, when I get there, I get there. Doesn't matter how busy it is. You can do it. But come back tomorrow and let us know that you. We'll also be streaming later tonight, Amanda, if you were home later. We're going to be streaming with Kyle tonight. So this is could be a double header for any of you that are watching this one and our stream later. We had to move our Thursday because I was gone away for work. So we couldn't play on Thursday night. Oh, Jen's playing painting Earthborn Ranger minis. Oh, nice. That's awesome. I was confused because Locator said that he was also painting the Earthborn Ranger minis. And I was like, I thought it was a card game and they don't have minis in that game. But I guess it was like an add-on, right? That you can get like the animals that'll kind of wander around the board. Oh, Hellenbeck has the facts for us today. I love it. It says because Canada is an immigration of Europeans and they brought English slash German language string with them. So German Z, and yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just that's how we always learned it. It's so funny. Just like Canadians use the metric and non-imperial. Exactly. Yeah, the more you know, exactly. That's just how we learned it in school. So I don't even, I don't even notice I do it. It's just funny. Yeah, not sure that I don't think the minis have any gameplay mechanic in that game. I think they're just literally like you move, like you can move them around, like they're just kind of like sitting on the card, right? Yeah. They're not like actual gameplay. They're just kind of for fun. That's awesome, Jane. And I would love to see, because they're all animals, right? I would love to see if you post those in the Discord after you've painted them. Animals and the speed paint. I don't know if you're using the speed paint or not, but I love painting animals with speed paint because a lot of them, like the fur and the scales and like the feathers, the speed paint just like pops all that out. I love it. I love it. And we definitely didn't get the animal minis with that game. I love how this just like runs and fills in all of the gaps and makes it easier to paint as it just like spreads. The speed paint metallics, I feel like they're a little bit thinner than the regular speed paint, so they run a little bit more, which is helpful in trying to get paint where you want it to go. Oh, Jana says the add-on was for the actual Ranger minis. Locator was painting some generic mini animals that he wanted since he didn't order them in this pledge. Oh, okay. Hallenbach says, I'm off. It's coffee TV time. Enjoy your Saturday, everyone. Hallenbach, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before you leave, let's close the poll. Let's close the poll, though, before you leave here. Let's see. We're going to end the poll and we're going to see what are there more of in the world, doors or wheels? And it looks like I've won. I said doors. There's 53% of you said doors, 46% said wheels. Hallenbach, thank you for that. That was fun. That was also my first poll ever on my stream, so love that. Thank you, thank you. Enjoy your day. The Rangers are used sometimes to be placed on certain cards to clear that card from play. Oh, cool, cool. Okay. I'm using speed paints and I'll post in the Discord when I'm done. Awesome. Thank you. I love that. I need to get better at that too. I need to post all these ones that I've done. I'm just so bad at taking photos of minis. I need to get better. I don't have like a set place. Maybe I need to make it in here with our setup here. But like I don't have a set place that I can just like turn a light on and take a photo of minis. It has like a okay background. I do like sometimes taking pictures of minis when the game is set up. So once Rob has set the game up, I'll put minis out and then because we have like all the lights from the game or like the gaming table set up. But just generically, I'm like I never know where I should take photos so that they look cool. Alrighty, we're almost done this part. And then I think we'll move on to like the big bell, and then we'll do some of the cloth, the fabric, and then we'll go on to the little bells last, I think, because that'll just be like the last details. And then for the base of this one, I'm thinking it's just rock. I'm just trying to think if I want to do like a, I don't have the other minis that I did to see like what I used more of, like the brown rock or the gray rock, to kind of have variety. But I think I might go with like a brown because this one has lots of like silvers and golds. I don't know. Or would it look better with like a gray rock? I don't know. Yeah, I haven't watched Locator's painting of that yet. It's on my watch later list. All right, let me just make sure I didn't miss any. Okay. It's coming together nicely. These are all going to look sick on the table. I agree. I agree. I was super intimidated by these guys, but now that I'm starting to paint them and like it's starting to come together, I'm getting super excited. Okay, we're going to get out that cool gold because I want to try it in case we don't like it. That greeny gold on the bell on the back. In case we don't like it, we have to like let it dry and like paint over it. So we're going to do that first. Okay, so we're gonna use this Aztec gold. Now I've never used this, so I'm gonna shake it up. Sorry if it's, try to do it under the table so it's not so loud. Oops, smash into the wall. I also need to look into that mixer that Janet was talking about. I was super busy because I was away for work part of the week this week. And then like in preparation for that, so I have a bunch of stuff on my to-do list and that's one of them. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna mix this up and see what this looks like. Does look in the well, it looks kind of yellowy. So let's see. I think that might be okay. All right, so I want to get the true test. We're going to go right in here with this because I want to see it on top of some of this where there's like texture. I think actually this doesn't have as much green in as I would have thought looking at the bottle. Again, it's not dry, but I think I'm good with this. It's not like super, super shiny gold, but I think that's good. So we'll put this on the rest. We'll use a different gold for the small bells, and they have like I don't know what you call those, like not bracelets, but those are called something around the arms. I'm blanking. We'll do a different gold on that, not this color. Those ones I think I can do more of like that gold, the bright shiny gold. Okay. I also like the coverage of this. This is the first time that I'm using this one, so I'm kind of just seeing like how well the coverage is. I think that looks awesome. With the contrast from the chains, yeah, I really think that looks cool. Okay. As I'm getting closer to being done painting these minis, I'm like getting super excited to play this game. Now that I'm like, oh, we only have technically Big Dragon. I'm sure Big Dragon is not in first episode, but it could be. But it's kind of making me like, oh, I'm now getting like itching to play. So, okay, one more question for those of you that are watching live now, and even those that are watching later, if it hasn't happened yet. For the Big Dragon, do you think it's better for those of you that are watching? Like, I don't know how long it will take. Do you think it's better like I take like a weekend day and just kind of like paint it up? Or do you think it's better like I break it up into multiple streams? What do you think would be better for like viewing of it? Like I don't know how long it'll take. And I don't want to stress about, oh, it's taking so many hours. Like if I do it on a weekend, I can just paint until it's done in one possibly big stream. Or I can break it up into multiple. See, Mitch, thank you so, so much for the $10 super chat. Thank you, thank you. Congrats to Mel for conducting her first poll without breaking anything, even if it was about doors and wheels. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it was my first poll. That was fun. I've seen Rob do it. I just have never done it. I didn't know if I had the capability, but I do. So that's cool. Good to know that we can do that. Thank you so, so much. Jacko says, Kyle playing again. This time, yes. Yes, I remember too on our very first stream where we started painting these guys, he made a comment, like he came in to kind of make a comment and say like, oh, I wonder when my game group's going to start playing this. Yeah, he's going to play with us. He's super excited. We've talked about it. We threw our Heat Championship in, so that would give me some time to paint it. So, I mean, technically, I'm not sure what the plan is, and Rob does the schedule. Like we kind of chat about it together, but he does the schedule. I wonder if it could start as early as next week if our heat is done, unless Rob has something else that he's thinking about playing in the meantime. Again, because our characters are technically done. So it's the dragon, but again, I don't think the dragon's going to be in episode 1. I don't usually think it would come in until like episode 2 or 3, and I think at that point it'll come in like half health or something. So I think technically we could start, but yeah, he's playing. He's super excited. We've already been talking about it. He really enjoyed this game as well. And we're just gonna do all the same color on the inside. We'll see. It's hard with these chains here, but even if we start sooner, I will still continue to paint the characters on stream. Like we will paint those. I was just thinking like we don't necessarily need them ready to start the game. They could be based on when we actually start playing. Like if we're not playing this week with Kyle and we're playing next week, then I might be able to get the dragon done this week coming up and then a character or two. But we'll see. I'm still kind of undecided on how we're gonna structure everything. And it'll depend on when we start, I guess. And how long that dragon takes. See, Mrs. I have to head out now. I'll check back later to see how these guys turned out. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for the super chat as well. Thank you, thank you. Have a great day. Yeah, these chains really get in the way of like trying to paint all this on the inside. Okay, and then I just missed a small little piece on this wing, like back in here. So I'm just going to, I still have the paint. It's not dried out yet, so we'll, oh gosh. We'll do that. And then I obviously get it all over the jacket. So I'm gonna just put this off screen for 1 sec while I try to fix that. Okay. Okay. It's fine. This doesn't have to be perfect, whatever. I'll put a little bit of gray over top of that in a minute. Just trying to absorb some of it. Oh, look, it all went in here. Oh, serenity now. Get my little paper towel. All right. All right, there we go. The heroes have different weapons, right? You're gonna have to swap out depending on what weapon you're using. You know how chat is. Well, technically, yes. So we may have to either choose like I'm using the character from the base game, or no, I'm using the character from this one because I want to use a sword instead of the bow or whatever the case is. So yeah, you're right. I guess I do have to have them ready. but all right, whatever. We fix it as best I can. Okay. So I definitely think that bell looks cool. I like that. I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side. Hopefully not mess up that one. But yeah, I like the coverage that this gives. I like the color too. Jacko, do you play this game too? Or do you just like watch through us? Because there is lots of dice rolling in this game, which is really fun. Oh, I did the same thing. I missed that same spot on the strike, and I probably thought that that was part of the bell when I originally was painting. That's funny. I have the last one and embarrassingly have not played yet. That's okay. That's okay. Would you still watch us play the second one if you haven't played the first one, or do you like are you averse to spoilers? My guess is no, that you're not, but I know some people are like, oh, I don't want to play until after or I don't want to watch until after you play or I play. My guess, yeah, my guess is that you don't care about the spoilers, but it's funny that even when I hold it up, I still miss like pieces. I hold it up, I look at it. Greg, hello. Greg says, hey everyone, in between games at soccer tournament, but wanted to check in. Can't wait till I can get more time to try my hand at painting too. Oh, I cannot wait. That would be awesome. That's awesome. Are you playing soccer or is it your family or friends? Are you a coach? Oh, you don't mind spoilers. I'm at your age, you forget by the time you play. Yeah, me too. Like if I went back, if I went back and played the base game, like I wouldn't even remember some of the big things that happened at all. Or maybe when it starts to happen, then I would be like, oh, this is familiar, but no, I wouldn't remember either. Oh, you coach your kids. That's awesome. Your days are done with it. That's awesome. That's awesome that you can be a coach. Well, good luck on the tournament. I hope your team wins. I really appreciate you coming in to say hello. Thank you. Thank you. Trying to do this one spot. All right, now we'll do all underneath. So I think next I'll do probably the green cloth. And then I have to think about what I'm doing around the face, like the horns. Okay. Okay, so we have bell number 2 done. That looks super cool. I like it. Okay. So I'm going to do the green cloth next, which it looks like it's like a very grass colored green. So let me go with, I think this one. Yeah, let's go with this one, this Absolution green. I think this one will mimic that color the best. Oops, I missed a little bit. I really like this green color. I use it a lot. Yeah, I agree. Jacko says it's a niche color for sure, and that's the exact application. Yes, I agree. When I saw that goldish color, I was like, "What am I ever going to use this for?" I wasn't sure, but I'm glad we found a way. Okay, so this green is just going to cover all of this cloth. Greg says, I feel like we need to superimpose pics of Mel on the Art of Chill board game instead of Bob Ross. Fun to watch, so calming. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Except that Bob Ross is really good. I mean, his landscapes are pretty impressive. Oops. Lost control of my brush there for a second. That's very nice that you said that too, because one of the other things I thought about was like, oh, if I'm painting live, are people going to find it boring? Like, I know it's obviously super cool if somebody does like a sped up video of like start to finish, or they, and they're talking over it. And I've thought of that kind of stuff, but I was like, oh, our channel is like, we stream live, we do everything live. Like, it's fun for that bonding, experience, but I just wasn't sure if it would be boring. Like, it takes way too long to paint these minis or something, but it's very nice to hear you talk about how calming it is and everything. That's very sweet. Thank you. Because that was one of the things I was like, oh, I wonder if this will be a thing that people are like, okay, fun the first time. I'm out. I don't want to watch paint dry. Oh, Greg says true, but I bet you paint a better mini. I mean, I guess we'll never know, unfortunately. So we can just say, yes, that is true. I don't think he's used to these like tiny little brushes either, so it would probably be a challenge. He likes the big, huge, huge brushes that are like this, that wide. Oh, Janet, that's sweet. Janet says, Gary says he loves listening to you from the other room. Very calming. Oh, hi, Gary. Thank you. That's very sweet. I never really thought of my voice as like a calming voice, but I guess. Also try to keep my voice at like a consistent level and I don't yell. So I guess that's good too. Things you never want to hear while painting and doing brain surgery. Oops, I know, right? Oh, as soon as I do it, like once my brush touches somewhere it's not supposed to, oh my God. I mean, it's probably worse in brain surgery, but it's pretty bad here too. All right, so that's all the front cloth, but I'm going to do the upper part as well. I'm just trying to see. So it looks like this guy has some hair. I'm just gonna do some of this and kind of see what happens. Jacob, hello. How are you doing? No Mel rants? I don't usually rant, no. Oh my God, Mel, what am I doing? Why does that brush keep going where I don't want it to go? Yeah, it's funny. One time, I think it was Dan Roberts, he He said if Mel will rant about Rob for 10 minutes, he was going to super chat like $100 or something, but I couldn't do it. I can't rant. All right. And then there's just some chain that it looks like I missed here. Sometimes it's easier to see it when you're painting other sections, I guess, because I completely missed it. Joe says, did that start a 10-minute rant about how, a rant by Rob about how you just cost him $100? No, no. I think it was offered because they knew I could not accept the challenge. That's funny. Laurel, hello. How are you doing? Joe, also, how are you doing? I didn't really ask that. Sorry. I've never been into minis, but I find your painting them very soothing, almost like ASMR videos with your voice and delicate actions. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I have had quite a few people come in today actually and say that this is calming. I would never have thought. I love that. The ASMR thing, I thought about that sometimes, like, other than me talking, I don't think people usually talk in ASMR videos unless they're whispering, which I'm not, but sometimes, yeah, with just like hearing like the clinking of the paintbrush or the shaking of the bottle. But I did the exact same mistake on this one. Like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? That one spot, I guess I just can't. There, it's fine. Alrighty. So we have the green cloth part. So it looks like we only have a few. We have the head, the horns on the head, we have the bells, and then the base, and then I guess the handle of this, which we'll do in some sort of brown. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Oh, and I think this one I rubbed off. Yeah, I did. Rubbed off a piece of the thumb when I colored it incorrectly. There we go. So now we'll do the same green on this one. I'm thinking about doing, so the image I have doesn't really look like this enemy has hair, but I can definitely see hair in what I'm looking at. So I'm thinking about doing like a dark hair color. I think that'll really pop well with the purple. And then it looks like he's wearing a belt as well. So I think I'll do that in the brown, the same brown that I do the handle as well. These guys are really starting to take shape. Okay. I don't know what this is supposed to be under the hand. I'm going to paint it, I think, part of the belt. It just looks like a bunch of fabric. Whoa, luckily my miss went right there and not right there. I felt it hit something. It's a lot of like weird angles on this one. Okay, I'm going to get a smaller brush because when I tried to do this same spot up here with the first enemy, it went a little bit messy. So if I get a smaller one, we might have more precision. Yeah. don't have any paint left in this little well. Only need a very little bit. Finish that spot. It's a little bit easier with a smaller brush. Okay. Okay, I think we're good. On our green. Alrighty, so I think we'll go to the horns next. Looks like the horns are very dark too, so maybe I'll do the horns the same color as the hair? Or I'll do the hair in a black and then a gray for the horns, so just slightly different. Actually, I'm gonna just let the green dry a little bit. I'm gonna go to the handle and the belt first using this dark wood color. All right. Should maybe take this one because that one might be slightly drier. I'm doing all this underneath brown as well because it looks like it's attached to the belt. And if not, it's okay. Okay, and then again, the same color on the belt. Okay. So just that same 2 spots on this guy, quick. Okay, and then the belt. Alrighty. So let's go to the hair and horns. We will use when I find it. Okay, we're going to use this Gravelord Gray, and I'm just looking for my black as well. Here we go. We also have the Grim Black. So the Grim Black I'm going to use on the hair, and then the Gravelord Gray on the horns. And I'm just going to do them both at the same time. So okay, so the black we're doing it on all of the hair. Okay, then it looks like there's a couple strands of hair that's like kind of coming down the front here. Okay, and then we'll do the horns in the gray. Won't look too different, but it should just be a little bit lighter. All right, and then I'm just gonna do the same on the other one. Oop. Okay, and then the gray on the horns. All right, I'll just put some white on that bell that I totally missed. All right, I think we're gonna go with the little bells now. Fill in some color that I missed there. It's underneath, like nobody's gonna see underneath the bell, but all right. So I think we're gonna go with like a gold for the bells. So let me see what my options are here. This one brown. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what I have for like pure golds. I have a couple. Do you want to try like a glistening lute? That's what Rob would be. Golden armor. This one looks like the bright, maybe this one looks brighter. Maybe we try this one. Hoplite gold. Okay, let's try. I'm gonna put this on the bands of the arms and we'll see. Worst case, I don't like it, that's fine, but I can then do the gold, the bells in a different color. I know, as I was saying, like one of the cons that I was talking about when Michael was asking the pros and cons is that like they all look like exactly the same color. So that's why I like have to use my hand as a guide to tell me like what color is that one. I try to remember ish, but I definitely have dipped in the wrong color. Alrighty, let's try this gold and see what this is gonna look like. Looks bright. It's kind of like what I'm looking for. Okay, we'll just do the bands first in this color, no matter what, but we'll see if this is also the color we want for our little bells. Okay. I'm even tempted to get that other gold and do the bands on the other enemy in that gold so I can see which one I like better before I start doing all these little bells. Mind you, not all the little bells have to even be the same gold color. We can vary them up a bit if we want. But that gold is nice. It's very shiny. I think we'll just go with it. I'll save the paint too that I have out. So we'll just start now painting all of these little bells in this gold. Could use the other gold on the other enemy fully. The gold has pretty good coverage too over mistakes, which is good. Meaning you don't have to correct them before you move on. Silver's pretty good too. Has to do like those pieces a different color, not sure yet what. Okay, now we're going to start all around the front. I mean, that does look cool. I need to get out that polished silver that I had. To fix a couple spots and like kind of clean up edges. Okay. Concentrating hard, sorry. looks super cool, actually. So I'm just going to do the bells on the second one. Hi, Sean. Sean is here. Says, I'm just just jumping in watching college football. They did a masterful job with the sculpt design. It's all over the place in a good way, but I like it a lot. Yes, these two are very, very, very detailed, I would say. Yes, very detailed, but in a good way. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, it's kind of like intimidating when you look at this kind of mini. You're like, oh my God, look at all these little tiny things I got to paint. And you want to make them like each piece stand out. But we're getting there, and I'm feeling like it's starting to come together, which is great. Thank you for coming in and jumping in and saying hello during your football. Okay. I think I'll just use that same silver in this little spot too on both of these guys. Oh, thank you, Sean says, Mel, I wanted to support you a bit. Thank you. I did not end up yet trying the brush cleaning technique that you said. I noted it. I was away for work for part of the week this week, so it was a super busy week and then getting ready for that. So I'm behind, but I have like notes of things that I need to do. I did end up throwing a couple brushes, throwing them away because they were like really bad. And I had bought a new set before you had said your solution trick, but I'm going to try it to see if I can fix up some of the other brushes I have. Just going to quickly do that piece too here. It's not chain, but I don't know what other color to do. I think it'll match if I do it with that same silver. It's this one. Oh yeah, I'll start with my workhorse grabby brushes. Yeah, like the ones that are the worst and that are just kind of I use for everything. Sean, thank you though for coming in and showing your support. I really appreciate those of you that even like you can't watch, but you just come in, say hi, maybe click the like button. Um, I know this is like Rob's gaming table, so I appreciate those of you that, you know, show support for the paint streams as well, which do not include Rob. Alrighty, all the little bells in the front. So it looks like we have just a couple of these little bells left on this one. Then I'm going to do the base, which is going to be some sort of rock. I'm still debating if it's going to be like a brown rock or a dark rock. And then I'm going to throw a quick wash over all of the chains. I think that will add to the look. Oh my gosh, look what I did here. And then we'll be able to like just clean up any small issues. And then we'll be good to go. And then all the enemies, minus the big boss man, will be done and ready. Okay. We got our bells on this guy as well. So I'm going to start the base and then we'll do the wash over all the chains. And I'm thinking to maybe go with like a dark, even like at the black base. Because I think I really want like the mini itself to pop. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Grim Black as the base. Oh, I'm mixing things up here. So we'll just go with that Grim Black. I already have some in this first well here, so we'll just use that. It's not the cleanest under there, but that's fine. Yeah, I think I like the darker base on this guy. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on this one, and then we'll do a quick wash on the chains, a ring around the base, and we're good to go with these guys. Yeah, the color of the bell, we weren't sure. We tried the greenish. Um, we tried like the greenish gold. I wasn't sure what to do with it. I was debating if I put a wash on them, but I don't know. I like it and I like it a little bit more bright. I want to do a quick wash on the chains, and I think after I see what that looks like, I'll decide if I want to do anything else with it. Oh, Sean says mix some turquoise yellow and some blue and then stipple it on. Super easy. It's been a while since I did that, but I think those were the colors I used. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a wash on the chains first. So I want to see what the results of that will look like. And I like to use the dark tone whenever I'm doing any kind of wash over metal. It's almost empty. And I just think if you look at it beside, I think it just pops those chains out more and just adds a little bit, like when you look at it beside the ones that don't have the wash on them. Are the washes just thinner regular paint? I think they're a different formula, but I do know that people make, I think they call them they call them like glazes, where you take your paint and you really, really, really thin it down, and you're kind of, it's almost like you're building that color, like it's so, so, so thin. I don't think washes necessarily are like thinned down black. I think there's like more to it, but I just don't know like all the chemicals and stuff that are in the washes versus the paints. But people do use just like really, really, really thin down paint and kind of like put that over, which you could, in this case, you could do. I've also used the speed paints in place of a wash because it has that shadowing effect. So you could use like the gray or the black speed paint right here instead if you didn't have the wash, and it would do the same thing. And it would like tint the metal. But yeah, I don't know all the chemical stuff that's in the washes, but somebody, if they're a painter, may know. Oops. So many like weird angles on this mini. It's a challenge trying to get my brush in certain spots. Yeah, you can. I do speed paints over regular paints when they dry, and it just adds different colors. I don't use speed paint over speed paint unless it's metallics or a wash over a speed paint. Like I don't put a speed paint and then another speed paint over top unless it's, as I said, metallics or a wash. I find that washes don't like reactivate. Again, maybe it's whatever the chemicals or something are in it. So like this is speed paint metallics that I'm putting the wash over right now, and it doesn't change or do any reactivation of any kind. But I don't put, like if I was doing like a blue and then a green, I'm just making things up, I wouldn't do a speed paint over another speed paint color like that. But you can for regular, like you could do a regular blue and then put like a yellow speed paint over top and like change the color look. And then I'll show you one other thing. On the speed paint bottles, that one's a bad example, but this one. So on the speed paint bottle, they have these options, and that's kind of telling you like what you're putting the speed paint over top of what look you're gonna get. So I think this is like a white, this is if it was over a dark color, and this is maybe if it's over like a beige or a like a bone or one of those kind of colors, but it kind of shows you like the different looks that you're gonna get. Okay. So that's what it's going to look like. So it's not so bright. So you can see the difference. Like it just adds, I think it adds a little bit more texture and detail by just washing that metallic. So I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Alrighty. So we got the chains all washed up on this one. So I think I'm liking the bells kind of like the way they are, or just because I feel like it adds that like pop of color to them. So I think from here we'll just put the ring around the base and then these guys are going to be done. Again, you can go as detailed or as minimal as you want. I'm just going to use a matte black for the ring around the base. Yeah, they do pop. Thank you. Thematically, do I know what the bells signify? I do not. I do not. We have not played. I have no idea. But this is our final. Once I put the ring on the base, I won't be able to hold it up again. I'm just going to, I don't know if I can even fix that little, oh yeah, there we go. That's good enough. Just put a little bit of that gray over there to cover that little blob of gold. So yeah, this is what they look like. I'm happy with this. I was really intimidated by these guys when I first started, so super happy. But yeah, no, Sean, I don't know what the bells signify yet. We haven't started playing. Do you have any idea already? I don't remember an enemy. We didn't have an enemy like this in the base game. I assume death, but that's my guess. I don't know. Oh, you don't know either. We'll have to play and find out. You could also just be disappointed and we find out it's just the sculpt and it means nothing. Ooh. All right, we got one. Alrighty. So we have our two bell guys done. Well, that feels good because I was super intimidated before I started this stream. So super happy to have those guys done. I was really nervous. So that is all of the mini, like the littler enemy, all the enemies done, minus the boss and the characters. So I'm not really sure exactly what my next steps are. If my next step is to start on the boss, which is a huge enemy. I'm not sure if I do it during the week. I'll have to break that up into smaller streams. I have a feeling I won't be able to get him done all in one stream. I also have the characters. We don't necessarily need the characters painted to start because we have the characters from the base game, but I do want to paint through them all. So I think I'm going to have to kind of chat with Rob as well, see when we are planning on starting this and what his thoughts are if I like kind of move to the boss or not. Now, the boss is likely not going to be in the first scenario, but it could be in the one of the first, like I would say one of the first three, where it comes in with like half health, or it comes in, does something, and then leaves. So I do want to have it done, but again, it is a huge miniature. So comparison, I guess. This is what we painted today too. This is the Big Boss Mini. So this is going to be fun. Plus, we have our 6 characters. Was it 2, 4? Yeah, our 6 characters that we will also paint up. So, looking forward to get those painted. Looking forward to getting this to the channel. But thank you guys so much for watching me paint through these ones. Again, I was a little bit intimidated to do that. So happy that they're done. Thank you so much to everybody that watched live and hung out, and we chatted about different things. That was fun. Mitch, thank you. I know you're not here anymore, but thank you so much for the super chat today. Thank you, thank you. If you guys are around later, we will be playing our finale of the last 2 races in our Heat Championship tonight at 6:30 Eastern with Kyle. We will also be playing for Frosthaven, bringing that back tomorrow. So got to read the rules and get myself back in that headspace. But I know a bunch of you are excited because you've been asking for our weekend Frosthaven. So that's what's coming up. We don't have a paint stream scheduled right now. I'll figure out what I'm going to do next, whether it's going to be the boss or the characters, and kind of how I'm going to structure that. But those are what we have left for this game, and looking forward to painting them on stream with you guys as well. So other than that, I think I'm going to go get ready for the next stream and do a couple things before that starts. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It was so much fun. Oh, thank you, Janet. Thank you, says those look great. Thanks for your thanks for streaming your painting. Thank you for watching. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you. So yes, I will see you guys if you're around later today or tomorrow, or if not, I'll see you in the next paint stream that will be scheduled shortly. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.